Do you think of people with OCD as broken? If you have a diagnosis of OCD, do you think of yourself as broken? If you're the parent of a child learning to manage OCD, do you think of your child as broken? Hi, I'm Dr. Vicki Rackner, the founder of Free Me from OCD. And in this video, I'd like to just play out some of the consequences of hanging on to the belief that somebody with OCD is broken. When I went to medical school, I felt like I had joined the medical army. My job was to wage war on death and disease, and it's a zero-sum game usually. There are winners and there are losers. So in my career as a breast surgeon, my goal was to cure women of breast cancer so that they could go on and live long and happy lives. I saw my patients in my own private practice, and when I got pregnant, I made a decision. I was going to convert one of my exam rooms into a nursery, bring my son into work, and my office manager would take care of him while I was operating or while I was seeing patients. Well, one day I stood in the hall in front of these two exam rooms, and I thought, you know what? I am very different people when I enter these different rooms. When I go in the room on the left, I see my patients. My job is to cure them. It's to take away their pain. However, when I went in the room on the right with the crib, my job was not to cure my son. My job was to connect with my son. The focus was not on what's wrong, but it was rather to celebrate what was right. And then, of course, as a parent, I wanted to protect my child from pain, and we'll talk more about that idea later. But once a child is diagnosed with OCD, maybe once you're diagnosed with OCD, it's sort of like you go from this room where you're celebrated and people connect with you into the exam room where you are to be cured. That implies, though, that you are broken. And once the focus is on cure, quite often this connection is lost. So if you're a parent dealing with a child who's been diagnosed with OCD, your loving connection with your child is your most important therapeutic tool. You never want to sacrifice it, no matter what's going on with your child, no matter what's going on with yourself. So in my opinion as a doctor, bones get broken. Vases can get broken if they're dropped. People don't get broken. People face situations that they learn how to manage. People are incredibly resilient. And in fact, it was always sad when we found somebody with metastatic breast cancer, because for a lot of people what that meant was that the window for cure had closed. Well, that's no longer true. Today, we think of metastatic breast cancer as a chronic medical condition. It's something to be managed. So I invite you to seriously consider abandoning this idea that comes very naturally that people with OCD are broken. If you find yourself asking, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my child? That means that you're assuming that they're broken in some way and need to be fixed. Instead, how about substituting this question? What's going on with me? So with compassion and curiosity, you can just take a look at how your human brain is working and think about how you want to manage your mind to get the kinds of results that you want in life. People don't get broken. People are resilient, people can thrive, and you can too, regardless of a diagnosis of OCD. That's what I've got for you today.